Some people with a little experience in chess may have heard of the famous four-move checkmate. For a beginner, this can sound both exciting and scary. Who wouldn't want to win in 4 moves? And of course, nobody wants to lose in 4 moves. Luckily, the four-move checkmate is only dangerous in name. If you know what you're doing, that is. The four-move checkmate is a fast attack that develops some pieces very quickly toward the center and the enemy king. White typically opens the game with e4, controlling the center and opening lines for the light square bishop and queen. Black responds with e5, controlling the center and opening up lines. And after bishop to c4, white quickly brings the bishop to an active diagonal, controlling the center and pointing at the weak f7 square. Notice the f7 square is only protected by black's king. Black typically plays knight to c6, making a sensible developing move, or sometimes will play bishop to c5. In either case, white has the option of the aggressive queen to h5, joining the bishop in the attack against the key f7 square.
Got it.
If black isn't careful, white will deliver checkmate on the very next move. Knight f6 is a very common mistake.
Got it.
Black moves the knight toward the center and threatens to win the queen. What could possibly be wrong with this move? Unfortunately, it forces the white queen to move exactly where it wanted to go, the f7 square, and deliver checkmate. You'll notice that the black king has nowhere to run. Black also can't block the check as the queen is literally touching the king. Notice black has no piece to capture the queen, and the king cannot capture the queen because then the light square bishop would capture the king, and that's not allowed. This is the four-move checkmate. Now let's go back and see how black could have avoided this unfortunate end to the game. After the moves e4, e5, bishop c4, knight c6, and queen h5, black must block the f7 square. The best way to do this is by playing g6. It attacks the queen, and it prevents the queen from capturing f7. White retreats the queen, but don't celebrate too early. The white queen refocuses its attack on the f7 square, threatening checkmate on the very next turn. Black can once again block the queen's path to the f7 square and develop a piece at the same time with knight f6. Notice if white tried to capture the knight, black would recapture and win the queen. At this point, black is safe and white has wasted some time running around with the queen. Finally, we have one more aggressive idea to be prepared for when our opponent tries to win the game with the four-move checkmate. After e4, e5, white does not have to play bishop to c4 on the next turn. White could play the more aggressive queen h5. White threatens the weakened f7 square and threatens to win the e5 pawn with check. Remember, it's very important to defend the e5 pawn first, and only then block the queen's attack on the f7 square. The best move for black is knight c6, developing a piece toward the center and protecting the e5 pawn. After bishop to c4, white's bishop joins the attack on the f7 square. Do you remember how black can best block the f7 square and attack the queen? That's right, g6. White sets up another checkmate with queen f3, threatening to take on f7. Do you remember how to block the second checkmate attack? That's right, knight to f6. Now that you've learned what the four-move checkmate is, it's time to see what you've learned.
This move attacks the queen and pawn on e4 killers. Black loses. Try moving to other line. check that out. Good. That was good. How black attacks and white queen and block the queen from capturing the f7 pawn. Good.
I wanna change everything. Don't wait up. I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub. Yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up. Coming from the nation, made a foundation, true stuff. Yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you cripple the flag or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the isolated attack, the frustrated hit back. Yeah, we move fast. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. It's automatic, I'm always getting after it. If you ain't working, I don't understand what's happening. There's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. No, it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt dreaming, I just wanna look out there. The crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free.
What the fuck? Oh. Peace and block the queen.
Don't wait up. I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub. Yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up. Coming from the nation, made a foundation, true stuff. Yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you cripple the flag or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the isolated attack, the frustrated hit back. Yeah, we move fast. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. It's automatic, I'm always getting after it. If you ain't working, I don't understand what's happening. There's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt dreaming, I just wanna look out there. The crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything. not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt dreaming. I just wanna look out there, the crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free.
Queen developed beast and blocked the queen from delivering chicken at F7.
Yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up. Coming from the nation, made a foundation, true stuff. Yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. You pray for the flag, get up off your back. Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the isolated attack. The
Can you develop a knight towards the center and protect the E5 pawn? Can you develop a knight towards the center and protect the E5?
It's automatic, I'm only getting after it. Feeling working on it, understand what's happening. It's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt dreaming. I just wanna look out there, the crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free.
Queen to H5, planning on delivering checkmate on F7. How can you attack the queen and defend against the checkmate? Yo, what the fuck is this, huh? That is gross. Let's see. Okay.
Don't wait up. I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub. Yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up. Coming from the nation, made a foundation, true stuff. Yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you quit for the flag or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the isolated attack, the frustrated hit back. Yeah, we move fast. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free.
develop a knight towards the center and threaten to capture white pawns.
It's all love. Coming from the nation, made a foundation, true stuff. Yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you quit for the flat or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the isolated attack, the frustrated hit back. Yo, we move fast. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. It's automatic, I'm always getting after it. If you ain't working, I don't understand what's happening. There's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt him, and I just wanna look out there. The crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. Don't wait up. I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub. Yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up. Coming from the nation, made a foundation, true stuff. Yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you quit for the flat or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the isolated attack, the frustrated hit back. Yo, we move fast. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. It's automatic, I'm always getting after it. If you ain't working, I don't understand what's happening. There's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt you, and I just wanna look out there. The crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till
And threatens the unprotected and E4. F7. Can you find this?
Don't wait up. dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you quit for the flag or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the isolated attack. The frustrated hit back, yeah, we move fast. I wanna change everything, I swear I'll do anything, just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free, I won't stop till I'm free. It's automatic, I'm always getting after it. If you ain't working, I don't understand what's happening. There's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt dreaming, I just wanna look out there. The crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything, I swear I'll do anything, just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free, I won't stop till I'm free. Don't wait up, I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub, yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up, coming from the nation, made a foundation, true stuff, yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up.
Got
In
it.
the four-move checkmate lesson, we learned a new concept where black was checkmated by the white queen, and black couldn't capture the queen with the king because the queen was protected by the bishop on c4, like this. A king can never put itself in check, even when capturing. So many times when you checkmate, it's done by one piece who is checking, and one piece that is protecting and assisting the other piece. Let's see some examples of assisted checkmates. In this position, white can deliver checkmate by using the queen to put the king in check with the assistance of the pawn protecting the queen. Can you see the mate in one? If you found queen g7 checkmate, great job. The queen attacks the king, and the king cannot escape the check because the queen covers all of the king's escape squares and the pawn protects the queen, meaning the black king cannot capture the queen. It's checkmate. Game over. Let's look at another example. In this position, black's king does not have any legal squares. Notice knight on e7 with queen g8, checkmate. Now that you've learned how pieces assist each other in delivering checkmate, it's your turn to practice assisted checkmates.
Right? My dad's asking, my dad's asking Fed, what are we gonna do for food? I told Fed, we already ate. Or what do we do?
I'm full of what? Yeah, we could do like you said, we could order him food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask my dad what he wants.
Mhm.
And we could order it.
What?
Wants to talk to?
Rubén! Hello?
¿Qué va a hacer al frente, digo?
No sé, Ellos compraron comida hace ratos, antes que vine. Ellos compraron comida antes que vine. ¿Pero qué quieres? ¿Qué comida o qué? Estos están llenos. ¿Qué comida compraron? Ellos compraron chipotle.
Yeah, it's going over too.
Ellos compraron chipotle. Es que la Yara debía de ir al trabajo. ¿Compraron qué? Chipotle. Chipotle. ¿Cuál es eso? Ya agarraron un burrito, es que la Yara iba a ir a trabajar. Oh, ¿y tú no agarraste nada o qué? Yo sí agarré. ¿Qué agarraste? Un burrito. ¿No quieres nada entonces? No, ahorita no, ¿quieres que te agarramos algo? ¿Qué? Acá estoy cerca donde vivo, estoy en la Vermont y nada. Oh, nice. Y para irnos mañana, pues, si quieren, si no, pues. No, ya no, es que ellos no esperaron, es que la Yara tuvo que ir a trabajar. Oh, ¿tú no quieres nada o qué? ¿Qué? ¿Ustedes no quieren nada o qué? No, yo estoy lleno. Ya, vente. Do we buy them both?
Huh?
Do we buy them both?
Huh? Yeah, boba, come on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, wrap up.
Huh?
I told him already, and then he kept asking again and again.
Because the king can't move into check, it is often possible to checkmate by placing the queen next to the opponent's king and having the queen defend.
I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub. Yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up.
In the formative checkmate lesson, we learned a new concept where black was checkmated by the white queen, and black couldn't capture the queen with the king because the queen was protected by the bishop on c4, like this. A king can never put itself in check, even when capturing. So many times when you checkmate, it's done by one piece who is checking and one piece that is protecting and assisting the other piece. Let's see some examples of assisted checkmates. In this position, white can deliver checkmate by using the queen to put the king in check with the assistance of the pawn protecting the queen. Can you see the mate in one? If you found queen g7 checkmate, great job. The queen attacks the king, and the king cannot escape the check because the queen covers all of the king's escape squares and the pawn protects the queen, meaning the black king cannot capture the queen. It's checkmate. Game over. Let's look at another example. In this position, black's king does not have any legal squares. Notice that both the white knight and queen join together on the g8 square, right next to the king. White can deliver a check with the queen that is assisted by the knight on e7 with queen g8, checkmate. Now that you've learned how pieces assist each other in delivering checkmate, it's your turn to practice assisted checkmates.
Can't move.
Tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you quit, pull the flag, or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the isolated attack, the frustrated hit back. Yo, we move fast. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm It's automatic, I'm always getting after it. If you ain't working, I don't understand what's happening. There's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt dreaming, I just wanna look out there. The crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. Don't wait up. I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub. Yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up. Coming from the nation, made a foundation, true stuff. Yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you quit, pull the flag, or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the isolated attack, the frustrated hit back. Yo, we move fast. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. No, it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt dreaming. I just wanna look out there, the crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to be where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free.
In the four-move checkmate lesson, we learned a new concept where black was checkmated by the white queen, and black couldn't capture the queen with the king because the queen was protected by the bishop on c4, like this. A king can never put itself in check, even when capturing. So many times when you checkmate, it's done by one piece who is checking, and one piece that is protecting and assisting the other piece. Let's see some examples of assisted checkmates. In this position, white can deliver checkmate by using the queen to put the king in check with the assistance of the pawn protecting the queen. Can you see the mate in one? If you found queen g7 checkmate, great job. The queen attacks the king, and the king cannot escape the check because the queen covers all of the king's escape squares and the pawn protects the queen, meaning the black king cannot capture the queen. It's checkmate. Game over. Let's look at another example. In this position, black's king does not have any legal squares. Notice that both the white knight and queen join together on the g8 square, right next to the king. White can deliver a check with the queen that is assisted by the knight on e7 with queen g8, checkmate. Now that you've learned how pieces assist each other in delivering checkmate, it's your turn to practice assisted checkmates. In the four-move checkmate lesson, we learned a new concept where black was checkmated by the white queen, and black couldn't capture the queen with the king because the queen was protected by the bishop on c4, like this. A king can never put itself in check, even when capturing. So many times when you checkmate, it's done by one piece who is checking, and one piece that is protecting and assisting the other piece. Let's see some examples of assisted checkmates. In this position, white can deliver checkmate by using the queen to put the king in check with the assistance of the pawn protecting the queen. Can you see the mate in one? If you found queen g7 checkmate, great job. The queen attacks the king, and the king cannot escape the check because the queen covers all of the king's escape squares and the pawn protects the queen, meaning the black king cannot capture the queen. It's checkmate. Game over. Let's look at another example. In this position, black's king does not have any legal squares. Notice that both the white knight and queen join together on the g8 square, right next to the king. White can deliver a check with the queen that is assisted by the knight on e7 with queen g8, checkmate. Now that you've learned how pieces assist each other in delivering checkmate, it's your turn to practice assisted checkmates.
The rook and the knight to deliver checkmate. This move does not check the black king. Try again. Huh. Got it. Okay, sorry. Okay. Black is threatened. XQG to checkmate on the next move, but it is white to play. Can you checkmate black's king before it's too late?
Don't wait up. I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub. Yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up. Coming from the nation, made a foundation, true stuff. Yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you grip for the flag or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see how react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the isolated attack, the frustrated hit back. Yeah, we move fast. I wanna change everything.
Black is threatened by XQG to checkmate on the next move, but it is white to play. Can you checkmate black's king before it's too late? Checkmate his king? Of course. Try again. Black's queen is ready to end the game with QG2 checkmate. Can you find a clever move that checkmates Black's knight? Black's knight? Black's king. Good. Shit. I'm making. What the hell?
Don't wait up. I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub. Yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up. Coming from the nation, made a foundation, true stuff. Yeah, too
White
tough.
promotes into a queen and checkmates the black king just in time.
True to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you grip for the flag or get up off your back? Deliver these facts.
Both kings are in danger, but it is white. But it is white to move. What? Both kings are in danger, but it is white to move. Can you find the winning move? Damn straight.
It's very rare to checkmate with just one piece. It usually requires several pieces to surround and finally checkmate the king. One of the most important examples of this is checkmating with two rooks, sometimes called the rook roller. Let's see how this works. In this position, notice the rook on c2 controls the entire c file. This means that the
Yeah.
black king cannot enter the c file as long as the rook is on that file.
Got
Rook
it.
d1 checks the king on the d file, and since the king can't enter the c file, black's king is forced to move closer to the edge of the board. Now that the d file is covered by the rook on d1, let's use the other rook to check the king on the e file. Rook e2 check. Notice that the rooks take turns checking the king, cutting the black king off one file at a time. Let's watch the rook rollers roll the king up onto the edge of the board and deliver checkmate. After king f7, we bring the
King
other
f7.
rook to the f file, checking the king. The king moves to the g file.
King f7.
Now that the f file is covered, we play rook to g2 check.
King f7.
The king is forced to the edge of the board and has run out of files. It's checkmate on the next move with rook h1. Checkmate.
Checkmate.
The rook
though.
roller doesn't only work on files, it also works on ranks. Notice the rook on h4 covers the entire fourth rank. So in this case, we use the other rook to check the king on the fifth rank. And since the fourth rank and fifth rank are now covered by the rooks, the king gets rolled up the board again. King c6, rook h6 check, king to d7, rook to g7 check, and after king e8, rook h8, checkmate. Now that you've learned how to checkmate with two rooks against the king, it's your turn to practice checkmating with the rook rollers.
Use the rook roller to checkmate black. Rook roller. Yo, okay, try again. What the fuck? What? How dare you, sir? I am trying my best here. What the hell? No! God damn it. Yeah. Now we have a vertical rook roller. Fine checkmate! In one. Now we have a vertical rook roller. Fine checkmate in one. Got it. Nope. Oh, I got it. Yeah. How can you force black's king to the back rank in the next move? To the back rank? I can do that. There we go. Already did. The rook roller's in action. Black's king is forced in the black rank. Can you find the move that ends the game immediately? Of course. Checkmate. Black is ready to promote the b2 pawn into the queen. Into a queen on the next turn. Can you move black's king to the back rank and save the game with a rook roller checkmate? Rook roller, that's what we do. That's what we do here. Rook roller. White king is under attack by the black queen and rook. Okay. White king, white queen. The white king, Gojo, is under attack by the black queen and rook. But white's rook can force black... Wait, what? But white's rook can force black's queen into the corner. Can you find the move? So the white king is under attack. This guy right here, where is he? He's under attack. There's no one around him, though. All of mine are like on the other side of the board. I don't know what he means he's under attack. Uh-huh. By the black queen and rook. The queen? Okay, I see it. But white's rook can force black kings into the corner. Yeah, he can. Can you find the move? Oh, I know. Oh, I'm supposed to move this. What the hell? Oh. Wait, so it can horse back into a corner. How come not this? No? 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 Try again. Oh, I know. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, checkmate. Gotcha.
Even the powerful queen cannot checkmate the king all by itself.
Yeah.
Many times you will find yourself with just your king and queen against the other king, and you need to know how to finish the job. It can be pretty frustrating unless you know what you're doing. Let's see how it works. In this position, we can use an assisted checkmate idea to win the game in just one move. Notice that the white king and queen both meet on the G7 square, right next to the black king. The queen can move to that square, checking the black king, and since the white queen is protected by its own king, the game is checkmate. Delivering a checkmate in the corner of the board is nice, but how do we force the king to the corner and set up checkmate? Let's take a look. In this position, black's king is on the central square D5.
How do we force him
In
into
order to
corner?
checkmate the king, it must be forced to the edge of the board.
Wow.
Notice that the black king can move to any of the other central squares on the next turn, D4, E4, or E5. White's first goal is to prevent the king from staying in the center of the board and pushing it toward the corners. Queen to E3 prevents the king from staying in the center, so the king must move toward the corners. After king D6, white's next job is to prevent the black king from returning to the center. Queen to E4. Notice the queen is keeping the king out of the center, and it's slowly pushing the black king toward the corner. You'll also see that white's queen is always one knight move distance away from the black king. We'll see the white queen continue to shadow the king a knight's distance away for the rest of the game. Black plays king C5, still trying to stay near the center, and white plays queen D3.
What?
After king C6,
Let me rewind that.
toward the corner, prevent the black king from returning to the center. Queen to E4. Notice the queen is keeping the king out of the center, and it's slowly pushing the black king toward the corner. You'll also see that white's queen is always one knight move distance away from the black king. We'll see the white queen continue to shadow the king a knight's distance away for the rest of the game. Black plays king C5, still trying to stay near the center, and white plays queen D3. After king C6, queen D4. Notice black moves up a square, white's queen moves up a square. The black king moves down a diagonal square, the queen moves down a diagonal square. The king moves up, the queen moves up. Notice always a knight's distance away. After king A7, the king goes up a diagonal square, the white queen goes up a diagonal square as well. Now comes the most important part of this position. After king A8, should the white queen continue to shadow the king
No.
a knight's distance away?
No.
If queen B6 is played, uh-oh. The black king does not have a legal square, but it is also not check. Do you remember what we call that when that happens? That's right, stalemate. It's a draw. So be sure to avoid that move. In this position, once you get the king into the corner, allow it to continue to dance on these two squares, back and forth, until your white king is able to set up an assisted checkmate. Let's see how that works. After king C2, king A7, king C3, king A8, king C4, king A7, king C5, king A8, king C6, king A7. Now that white's king is close to the queen, can you find an assisted checkmate in this position? That's right. Queen to b7, checkmate. The white king assists the queen in delivering the checkmate to the king. Now that you've learned how to checkmate with the queen versus king, it's your turn to practice checkmating the king.
Let's checkmate the king. Okay. White to move. Can you find an immediate checkmate? Yes. I don't know. Let's see. Black's king is cornered. Can you find the move to white that sets up checkmate on the following unit? Black's king is cornered. He's cornered. Can you find a move for white that sets up checkmate on the following turn? Yes. Perfect. Great job. The white king prepares to help the queen deliver checkmate on the next move. Can you find the checkmate-o? The checkmate-o is here, boy. Checkmate-o is here. No, I mean right here.
Hyundai Elantra versus
What the hell?
Toyota Corolla. Look what Elantra has and what Corolla doesn't. Hyundai Elantra
No
wins
ads.
every time.
Can you cut off the black king and force it to move to the A8 square? Man.
Hyundai Santa Cruz versus Toyota Tacoma.
This ad is kind of
Look what Santa
annoying.
Cruz has and what Tacoma
That drives me crazy. Can you cut off the
Hyundai Santa
black
Cruz
king
wins
and force
every
it
time.
to move to the A8 square? Huh? Yeah, A8. That's easy. Fantastico. You force the king into a corner. Can you move the white king to prepare checkmate on the following move? Yes, let's go. Perfect. I don't know about that. Alright, let's count down. No? Nice job. This also delivers checkmate. Can you move the queen to a checkmate square that is protected by the white king? Yes. Perfect. Excellent. Black is checkmated. White to move. Can you find an immediate checkmate? The immediate checkmate, sir, comes like this. Actually, no. I don't know about immediate. Oh. Perfect.
As you've already learned, checkmate with 2 rooks is pretty easy, and checkmating with just 1 queen is simple too, once you know how to do it. Another common checkmate comes from king plus rook versus king. In this position, you don't have the power of the queen, and instead have to use some patience.
Is there a way
get the
to
job
checkmate
done.
with just
Let's see
taking
how to
out
do
the
it.
rooks? Let me
first
take
thing
out the
rook needs
rooks
to do
first.
is put the king into a box. After rook h4, notice the black king is within this box, and white's goal is to never allow the black king to escape from this box. Black's king gets closer to the rook, and white's rook, unlike the queen, will need help from the king to push the black king into the corner and deliver checkmate. The reason why is the rook cannot move diagonally, so the lone king can sneak up and attack the rook from a diagonal. This means white needs to bring the king closer to the rook and protect it, like this. After king g5, black threatens to win white's rook, and white's king arrives just in time to protect the rook. White begins the slow but effective plan of pushing black's king back into a corner in order to deliver checkmate. After every move, the side with the rook has to ask, can my rook safely shrink the box? If the answer is yes, then move the rook. If the answer is no, then move the king closer to the opponent's king. In this position, can white's rook safely shrink the box? Yes, it can, with rook g4. How about now? Can white shrink the box again? If you said rook f4, you're correct. White shrinks the box once again. After king d5, can white shrink the box? Well, not safely, because after rook e4, the king would just take the rook. Also notice if the rook moves to f5, the king is able to run outside of the box. So remember, when you can't shrink the box, move your king closer to the opponent's king, like this. After king e5, can white shrink the box now? Notice if rook e4 check, the black king is able to move outside of the box. Remember, in a rook and king versus king position, only check the king with the rook when it is checkmate. Otherwise, bring your king closer to the opponent's king. White brings the king closer to the other king, and after king d5, can white shrink the box? You bet. Rook e4. So slowly but surely, white is making progress. After king d6, white cannot shrink the box safely, so white brings the king closer to the opponent's king. After king c6, can white shrink the box? Absolutely. Rook e5. After king d6, black decides to give white some trouble. In this position, I can't shrink the box as white, because if we play rook to d5 check, the king escapes. But also, how do I move the king closer to the opponent's king? I can't. So what do we do here? In this position, we just need to move our king somewhere to protect our rook. And in fact, there's only one square to do it. King e4. After king c6, can white shrink the box now? Absolutely. Rook to d5. And notice, white's making some real progress now. After king c7, white brings the king closer to the opponent's king. And after king c6, white continues to bring the king closer. After king c7, can white shrink the box now? Absolutely. Rook to d6. And after king to b7, white plays king to d7, getting closer to the opponent's king. After king b8, can white shrink the box? Yes, after rook c6. White's getting really close to pushing that king into the corner. After king b7, here we are again. White cannot shrink the box, but we also can't move the king closer to the opponent's king. What to do? When this happens, it's simple. Just protect your rook and make black move. Black moves to b8, and can you shrink the box now with the rook? Absolutely. Rook to c7. And after king to a8, white brings the king closer to the opponent's king. King b8. White moves the king closer again. And now, after king a8, the king is finally in the corner, and white is ready to deliver a checkmate. Can you see which rook move will deliver checkmate? If you found rook to c8, checkmate. Great job. White delivers a checkmate. After learning how to checkmate with the queen and king, and now the rook and king versus king, you may expect the next videos to include checkmate with a king and one other piece. It turns out only the queen and rook can partner with the king by themselves to checkmate a lone king. All other pieces need more support to deliver a checkmate. Now that you've learned how to checkmate a king with a rook and king, it's your turn to practice the king and rook checkmate.
Oh.
It's not going to be okay. I don't see what we're going to do. What do you mean you don't see what we're going to do? You're hard respect. What's that supposed to mean? It means there's a gun pointed at our head. There's 146 things that we can do. We just have to put our heads together and figure it out. What the hell do you think I've been doing the whole goddamn time? Lewis has us. He's not going to let it go, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. There has to be something. I refuse to believe that. I don't give a shit what you believe. Get it through your head. I'm not stupid. I failed miserably.
Mike. Oh, you know what? Are you already?
Yeah.
Pondering?
You drafted a provision that if they didn't spend $100 finishing that drug, they'd have to pay us an extra $100. But you didn't. What you always wanted to tank this deal. It wasn't worth it. The documents your head went and signed, making you executor instead of me. You just have them signed. I know who signed this. It's not gonna hold up. We'll see.
Crash up.
Mm-hmm.
Next time we have this conversation.
Deputy? You look like a deputy.
Mm-hmm. Merger.
I know.
Merger. You didn't fail. You don't need to make me feel better. I'm trying to make you feel better. Just telling you the truth. You didn't fail because we're always playing on borrowed time. Mine. Harder. We're having you at least without you. It's not like I changed you. You don't have to do that. We'll come crashing down anyway. We'll go to Lewis. I resign, and I'm gonna beg him to let this whole thing go. When Trevor went to Jessica, I lost my closest friend in the world. I know you don't like to admit it, but we're friends.
He's wild, man.
I lost my closest friend in the world. I know you don't like to admit it, but we're friends.
The first time seeing him, biggest smile.
I'm
Huh?
not gonna forget that.
Hey, he grew up, huh? He used to be like a baby boy or something. Huh? How we do something quickly.
Remember?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I got that stuff in my face with my face.
What kind of thing? Yes, lectures. Everything's gonna just sit through. Steph, you gave test afterwards. Didn't pass, you got stuck on the dots. Goddamn hard. You remember the robbery? due. 80,000 documents, 2 years of prep, 5 months in court. And the Friday before trial started, he assigned you and I to proof everything. You did it all. You covered for me. You did your half and mine, Victor. Would have fired you on the spot. Exactly. Here, because you're the sellout friend that turned out to now. What? Me. Friend? Lewis. I may not ever say it. That's not because we are. We are. You know it. I know it.
Black's king is stuck on the A file.
Oh, that part was funny. You remember?
Yeah, we watched it. We got it today. I remember.
Yeah, how was her reaction?
Man, she laughed too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody told me. You did. What'd you say? Doesn't matter. Bottom line is, I forgave you. I don't care what some stupid piece of paper says. I want you to forgive me. Look, I did forgive you. I just can't cover it up. You covered it up with Gerard and me. What you did that with him is not the same. You did it because of Gerard. What's the same is Hardman wouldn't let it go, and Gerard won't let it go. You make Mike confess, you might as well throw his life down. Honey, you didn't just betray us. You betrayed the law. You did. That's not right. It isn't. But forgiveness isn't about right or wrong. Lewis, I know you value Mike. But what about its spirit? Because Mike embodies that spirit more than either one of us. You said it. I'm not asking for it.
Wait, what is it?
What's the doing that?
Because Mike embodies that spirit more than either one of us. You said we're friends. Friend would not ask me to do this. No, Lewis. A friend just won't hold it against you, you know?
There's always two stories, huh?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do. But before we start, I'd like to make something clear. I am here to tell the truth. But what I want you to understand is that truth is subjective.
The truth is the truth.
No, the law is the law. We can define where a legal line is. I'm talking about the truth.
Makes sense. What?
The truth is much more complicated. By the letter of the law, Quentin Sands may or may not have been competent. I can't say what's true with 100% certainty. I just don't know. But what I can say with certainty is that Quentin knew what he was doing when he trusted me to look after his best interests.
How do you know that?
Because I knew him. Just because someone can check off everything on the list that's required to be competent doesn't mean they aren't better at whatever they do than the rest of us. And Quentin Sands was an amazing man with an amazing mind. And if he were here right now, I'd still listen to him on any subject sooner than I'd listen to anybody else.
That's all very touching. But we're not here to talk about the truth. We're here to deal with the letter of the law.
Have you never met someone who, by the letter of the law, shouldn't be able to do what they do, who beat the odds?
Your Honor,
We are talking about a man's life. We are talking about his legacy, and I dispute that those things are less important than the letter of the law.
Oh, so he left already? Or
I don't know.
Your Honor, what has to happen today is very clear. We have to undo
to one thing. And the circumstances surrounding how he decided to protect that thing is not the question.
It's a question of law, Miss Pearson.
No, it is a question of doing what is right.
Lewis, what the hell are you doing here? I told you I needed a grub on my lunch. You didn't get that done. So now you don't get to listen to this lecture. You do not get to listen to this Titan talk about legal ethics.
Titan?
Sick. So do me a quick favor and tell me sorry and get the hell out of here. I'm sorry. I accept your apology. But I'm not the agreed one here. Lewis is.
Yeah.
Lewis. Sorry.
Close one, huh?
He smiled.
I know.
It's not my pony.
Pearson is executive denied.
You were right. Quentin didn't know what he was doing.
Oh, wait, he's not. Come from.
You know how hard
I know.
I'm glad Quentin had you. I'm glad he had you too.
Counsel, you're dismissed.
Her name was Lisa or what?
I think so, yeah.
I don't remember it started with an L. I think so.
You let it go.
He's gonna be even more pissed when he finds out.
No, that he didn't go to. I was thinking that.
If he ever finds out.
In chess, you are In chess, you are constantly capturing pieces and making trades on the chessboard. But how do you know if you should capture or trade? Obviously, the queen is the most valuable piece. But what about the other pieces? Fortunately, there is an easy way to evaluate trades based on a numerical value for the pieces. Let's take a look. Each pawn is worth 1. You can think of this as $1 if it helps. The knights are worth 3, and the bishops are worth 3. So basically, the knights and bishops are the same, though in many positions, bishops are better, and in some positions, knights are better. Rooks are worth 5 points, and queens are worth 9. Well, what about? It's worth the whole game. Let's review that. Pawns are worth 1, knights are worth 3, bishops are also worth 3, rooks are worth 5, and the queen is worth 9. Let's take a look at a few positions and decide whether it is a good or bad idea to trade pieces. In this position, does white have any trades? Yes, white could trade a rook for a queen. Is this a good trade? Absolutely. This is a great trade for white. White gave up a 5-point piece, the rook, for a 9-point piece, the queen. White gained 4 points from that trade. In this position, white has the chance to trade a rook for a knight. Is this a good trade? White gives up a 5-point piece, capturing a 3-point piece. It's not such a good trade. White loses 2 points out of that trade. Let's take a look at one more position.
Yeah.
In this position, white can play rook takes d8, trading a rook for a rook. Is this a good trade? An even trade isn't bad. And let's say the bishop recaptures, offering a bishop trade, and another even trade happens, bishop for bishop. After all of these trades, white did not win any material. Both sides traded 1 rook and 1 bishop each. Notice white was up a pawn before all these trades happened, so white's position is still pretty good. But was there a better way white could have handled this position? Let's take a look. When you have a chance to capture or trade pieces, remember to look at all of your options first. Was rook takes d8 white's only option to trade pieces? Look at white's bishop. White could have played bishop takes d8. White trades a bishop worth 3 points For a rook, worth 5 points. Remember, it is usually a good idea to capture with your least valuable piece first. Let's say black recaptures with the rook. White now has the chance to trade rooks. 5 points for 5 points. Is this a good trade for white? You might think it's just even, but remember this idea. When you are ahead in material, it's good to trade pieces. When you are behind in material, you should avoid trades and keep the position complicated. Since white is up material, this is a good idea to trade rooks.
15.
White now has a much better endgame. White is up a rook for a bishop and has an extra pawn. Now that you've learned the value of the pieces, let's see if you can use these values to decide whether or not to trade pieces.
Sí. En la tarde.
Went to see my
Como a las
mistress.
12.
What's her name?
Felony.
Really? And how would you feel if I said the same thing to you?
Huh?
Depends. Is she hot?
You realize you're just digging yourself in deeper now, don't you?
Well, then it's good that I was really out getting you.
Aquí. ¿No?
Where's that?
¿Quieres hablarlo?
I got a copy from your dad. I thought it
What?
would compliment.
My dad? What?
And,
Man, why do you say so?
Hello?
Hello?
I'm pissed off. Ah.
Oh. Ya no, está bien. Aquí tenemos. You buy a boba for my dad. Aquí tenemos un boba para ti. Un boba. No,
Ma.
no sé.
Aquí están esas de cambio. ¿Hay un de cambio?
Ah, what? El Chucky te lo va a mandar. Ah. Ok, ahí te vamos. Ahí te vamos, bye. What's there? What do you say? Give me $100 for Fonda's video.
Bust.
What's their fan passed it to me? Oh, I told him Fair's gonna give you the $100. And he just laughed. Okay, huh? What? Oh, that's true.
I am not the only one who helped convince Lewis to let it go. So you're gonna get something for Harvey?
I want to, but when you get to manualize everything.
Same thing about me.
Sure, the dress is in the house.
Something nice for her. What do you need?
It bites.
That tie has got to go. I've been wanting to say something for months. It's not about the tie.
You're just giving me shit.
Just take our opportunities where they present themselves. Now, what can Donna do for you? Listen, Rachel, something personal. Practically a picture from my father.
How could you possibly?
Jessica, simple and elegant, or wild and crazy with special words. Lewis. Doesn't matter. Don't get him anything but papers. There is no need for hurry. He gets what he wants and he doesn't want what he doesn't get. And my knowing that is the only gift he'll ever be from me.
Ever since I've been here, every morning I step off that elevator wondering if this is going to be my last day. Last week, that thing came and Harvey said not today. I'm looking into something that I know what happens.
There is one thing that Harvey has known for years.
Ah. Enough.
Whatever it is, that's the perfect gift.
Before we do anything else, I'd like to officially welcome our newest senior partner in stock. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, and I assure you, I will give you what's here. Harvey, we're going to give him a friendly first.
They just announced the plan for the exercise.
I'd like to take you on this one. You're on this one, yeah? Cheers.
So sorry. I had an incident in Norman.
original shithole. I don't need some interloper.
Scotty's a senior partner.
Plus,
I guess you're saying bylaws for bullshit.
my bylaws.
No. The bylaws clearly state that if the senior partner is more than 10% of the team, he or she has no say in the case.
Well, that rule doesn't take into consideration a partner being late due to reasons beyond his control.
That's fine. This rule shall not be abridged by any circumstances that is not limited to family illness, family detention, travel delay, or without punctuality. We are.
This isn't over.
Yes, it is. They're still your client.
Yeah.
This guy's transaction. On.
Fucker, you called me to me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, better than MJ's jersey for the 63-point game.
If this folder had played in that clean, it would have scored 8 points.
Okay, there we go.
I checkmated, huh? No!
Hey, Elliot Stemple. How did you know?
It's up to you on what you can.
It's fine, every.
Kicked your ass in Newport 3 years running at Harvard. I'm upset about it. Keeps you up at night.
Well, if she told you everything, you'd know he's been ducking me for the past 10 years.
Harvey, I just told you this kid was better than MJ's jersey. You gotta make a clean for what
I am not.
What are you saying? I'm saying that Elliot Stemple is not ducking me today.
Guess another version of Tanya or something? Huh?
Uh-huh.
Lewis, if this is about Franklin Courier, I've made my decision. So, okay. And what's this about? Lewis.
Jessica, I wonder where I fall in the pecking order with regard to Dana Scott.
There is no pecking order. I don't look at things that way.
Great. That means I'm behind her because she's banging hard.
I'm gonna pretend I'm interested.
Well, unfortunately, I can't pretend that you can just screw me over on behalf of your partner's girlfriend.
Lewis, I didn't screw you over. Your own bylaws did.
Oh.
And if the shoe were on the other foot and you'd taken the case from her, you'd be sleeping like a baby.
Sad to do that. Sorry, I'm not gonna hurt you that much. As far as I'm concerned, Dana Scott is dead to me.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Courier, that these situations may sometimes be a result of your own.
Don't scream after me, too.
You have an opportunity to bond with a new senior partner or make a permanent enemy of her. And I'm saying, in the past, you've generally chosen me.
No.
Off the top of my head. Pemberton, Yates, Cohen, Duffner, Ramirez,
That's my vice president.
Huh?
Robinson, Jenkins, Gardner.
Okay.
My point is, if you let this thing, you can change the entire course of your relationship with Scott. Maybe you'll redefine yourself within the queen.
Words from goodbye.
What?
Jessica, you may have just changed my entire outlook on life.
What?
My point is, if you let this thing go, you can change the entire course of your relationship with Scott. Maybe even redefine yourself within the queen.
I like that idea, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Jessica, you may have just changed my entire outlook on life.
Yep.
Eh.
What? What? Why you look away?
Uh-huh. What? What? Why?
Oh.
A bomb?
You get to what happened this morning?
It's
Right. You did approach my client
Oh.
technicality, and worse than that, use my own precious words against me. And normally I declare war, but
What was?
it's been pointed out to me that I have certain proclivities that need to be addressed.
Lewis, what are you saying?
I'm saying I would like us to be friends.
Got that grip quick, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. reference to Article 19.5/B.
Here's with Article 19.5/B.
There is now. All new hires must be accompanied to client meetings by the existing attorney of record.
You son of a bitch. You just want to stay quiet.
Excuse me?
What?
I'm trying to make friends with you. I'm just telling you to defend myself.
How? That's ridiculous. Draw? Are you joking?
Buster.
Alright, thank you guys.
Wait, now